day, Monday morning, 12:23. Saying hello, a hearty hello and a hi-yo silver. Ask you how you are feeling and how you are doing today, dear friends. I hope you are doing splendidly. I want to ask you a question. And I want your honest opinion on something because I'm in a studio and this studio is very, very nice. I can hear it. It's like nice and baffled and muffled and all of that stuff. And it's great and I appreciate that. But I want to ask you a question. What sounds better to you? Because I'm not really sure what sounds better. Is it this? Hang on a minute. Oops. Let me change this. There we go. That's the ticket. Alrighty. Okay, my friends. Very good, very good, very good, very good. Wonderful. Beautiful. Let me ask you this. Before we begin, what sounds better? This is with my device, my headgear. This has a little microphone. Or this. Which one sounds better? This is without the microphone. You tell me. Be honest. The first one or this? Hey, Howie Brown, son of a bitch. How are you, my friend? I say that with all love. What sounds better? Microphone first. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. All righty. Put this back in. Thank you so much. Good. Number one, definitely. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I'm thinking. But a lot of people on this thing, hang on a minute, don't do this. So let me see. There we go. July 19th, Saturday night at the Cutting Room. God almighty. This is going to be the extravaganza to end extravaganzas. Oh my God, the Epstein stuff is the greatest story ever because everybody is full of shit. Full of, hang on a second. Let me do something here. Atta baby. I wanted to close the door. I don't want to yell. I have a studio going on WABC. July 19th, Saturday. Listen to me. Listen to me. Make sure you're part. Make sure you're aware. What is this? Maybe I should wash this too. Is this a little... Do I need to... Yeah, it's better. I want you to make a note of it. July the 19th, Saturday night. Tickets are available. I want to see you. I probably do the whole thing on Epstein. I'll probably do the whole show on Epstein. It is the greatest show, the greatest issue ever, because it changes every second. I was listening to Alex Jones. I love Alex. Alex doesn't know what the hell is going on. Steve Bannon, I don't know. He doesn't know what the hell is going on. Nobody knows what the hell is going on. I mean, nobody knows what the hell is going on. Nobody. Isn't it incredible? And the latest one, that's right, grab your popcorn, my friend. Brenda Mountain Girl. Is that your real name? Anyway, this is the most breaking news. I've been going through paperwork on my desk. Turns out I had the list. Janice Kenny says, "Hi Lionel, I watch you daily. I always say you're the smartest man I know." Oh, I like the way you say "I know" because we know each other. We know each other. Wish I could be there, but in Florida. Good for you, Janice. No problem. Is Epstein still alive? No. That says I don't even know where this business about being alive is ridiculous. It's the worst fate. You're not going to let him get anywhere near spilling his guts or anything like that. Ghislaine Maxwell, first of all, let's start off. This is the most important thing. This is so critical, so important, so unbelievable. The history of Epstein, starting with Florida and Acosta and the immunity agreement all the way to today. This entire journey that we've been on. This journey. Okay? This is the most important. This is so, you always have to stop and go through. Also, as I did the other day, go through all of the charges that Ghislaine Maxwell was actually found guilty of, etc. And this is the most important. Jeffrey Epstein's criminal history, let me read this to you, began surfacing in 2005 when Palm Beach police investigated allegations he paid underage girls for massages that often turned sexual. This is 2005. Despite overwhelming evidence, including over 30 victims, Alexander Acosta, then U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, struck a secret 2007 non-prosecution agreement. Remember, this is where it starts. Let's go back to where this all, first time anybody said anything. Epstein pleaded guilty to 2 state charges, served just 13 months in county jail with liberal work release, and was shielded from federal prosecution. The deal, kept hidden from victims, later became the focal point of national outrage. Remember, he was in on the weekend. So you've got this federal U.S. attorney for the Southern District of Florida. He gets in there and he pleads guilty to 2 state charges. Normally a federal prosecutor would say, how can I arrange a state? That's a state. I'm federal. Okay, fine. For years, Epstein's abuse network enabled Ghislaine Maxwell and others remained largely untouched. He hosted elite guests at homes in Manhattan, Palm Beach, New Mexico, and his private island in the Virgin Islands. Flight logs and testimony hinted at powerful connections, yet no serious investigations followed until the Miami Herald reignited scrutiny in 2018 with Julie K. Brown's expose. Remember this? Downtown Julie Brown. Just kidding. In July 2019, Epstein was arrested by federal prosecutors in the Southern District of Manhattan, in New York, on new sex trafficking charges. Why? 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 Days later, he was found dead in his cell under circumstances that remain widely contested. 2 security cameras malfunctioned. You know the rest. Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested in 2020, tried in 2021, and convicted in 2022. She received 20 years in prison for trafficking minors, but notably, no clients were ever charged. Court documents remain sealed, names redacted, and the DOJ has declined to pursue Epstein's alleged co-conspirators. Meanwhile, civil suits against Epstein's estate. Okay, today Epstein case. Okay, let me go back here. What was the original immunity deal as to all current or potential perpetrators on the part of Epstein, co-defendants, and the like? What immunity deal was arranged by Acosta that foreclosed any subsequent investigation of Epstein? Okay? That's the issue. That's the issue. Because that's the one. Let me see this here. Okay. Here. because I always like to get the sequencing, because we always forget it where this stuff. Jeffrey Epstein would plead guilty in Florida State Court to 2 prostitution-related charges, solicitation and procuring a minor. By the way, a minor cannot commit prostitution because a minor cannot consent. Prostitution involves consent, okay? Just like an infant cannot commit prostitution. He served 13 months. In exchange, the U.S. Attorney's Office would drop all federal charges despite having identified more than 30 victims. The immunity, this is the kill shot. Here's the most important thing. The key sentence buried in the NPA, the non-prosecution agreement, says that the United States, in consultation with and subject to the good faith approval of Epstein's counsel, agrees that it will not institute any criminal charges against any potential co-conspirators of Epstein. This clause gave immunity to all potential co-conspirators, a vague, undefined term that likely included Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's assistants, recruiters, maybe high-profile associates. It foreclosed any future federal prosecution. It was kept secret from the victims, which later led to a federal judge to rule the government violated the Crime Victims' Rights Act. The agreement was never approved by a judge and not made public until years later. It bound only the Southern District of Florida, meaning other U.S. attorneys' offices like the Southern District of New York in 2019 were not technically barred, but it chilled investigations for over a decade. Acosta later defended the deal by claiming it was the best way, at least, to get Epstein to register as a sex offender. But he also said this is the way it is because it was a part of something either intel related or what have you. So this deal shut down everything. This is what we need people to grasp. This is what you have to grasp. This was, again, a movement. By the way, we need more of we need likes. The likes are pathetic. 345. I hope you appreciate. I always like to go back. This is the trial lawyer in me. I want to remind you, the jury, let's go back to the facts of the case. The facts are the only thing. You and I can talk about all this stuff, but the facts here, what we know, are critical, okay? I need your likes, though. I need your likes. I need your likes. God damn it. Anyway, and your love, your money, your faith, and your heart. I need your love. I need your love. A love of the truth, okay? Not this stupid Turning Point. Did you see any of that Turning Point USA garbage? What was that bullshit they're talking? And that was in Tampa, my hometown. What was that about? I don't understand any of this stuff. I swear to God, why are you paying money for this? I don't know why anybody would ever pay any money for that. Anyway, but I digress. Okay. So we have this case where there is no continuity in the federal government. Why wasn't this quashed, not squashed, quash, Q-U-A-S-H. Why wasn't this quashed immediately? Why? It starts, it stops. It's like whack-a-mole. You hit this, I got it. And then this pops up over here. Wait a minute, who are you? The Biden administration bought this. The Biden, well, are you or are you not protecting Israel, or are you not? Biden was probably closer to with Anthony Blinken than anybody else. Why? How did this happen? Why did you do this? Why did you care so little about victims? This could have been shut down immediately. Immediately, they could have said, hey, I don't know who's doing this. Cut this shit out now. End of discussion. You take your tapes and get out. Do you think that if this were Mossad, and I've been saying this, how long have I been saying this? How long have we known each other? Huh? How long have I been saying? Do you think Mossad would have allowed these tapes, hard drives, evidence to accumulate over the years? What? Do you think they would have allowed them to accumulate over the years and then just sit there and then wait until this FBI seizure? So when Pam Bondi, I don't know what Pam Bondi, I don't know what any of these people are talking about. I don't even understand what Dershowitz says. What did he say? I've seen documents. I've seen documents. And I can't tell you the names, but I've seen every name. Okay, all right. And what does it say? I can't tell you. I can't tell you what it says, but it shows names of people that were listed incorrectly as victims and not predators. So through this weird kind of I don't know what you want to call it, through this weird labeling, they were listed as what? What? Did this make any sense to you? They were redacted, and the people who were themselves the predators were listed as the victims and as a. I don't understand. I don't understand any of that stuff. I don't even understand yet what Pam Bondi's saying. It's on my desk, but it wasn't the list. It was the file. See, the file. I had the file, not the list. I had the file. What are you talking about? Now we got okay. Release the file. No, we can't do it. Now Trump came up with this one. Trump came up with this story, which is fantastic. Trump said, "No, I can't release this. Why? Because the people who had this file, the people who compiled the file, the people who were the Biden administration, those rat bastards, those horrible, terrible people, the Biden administration, those terrible, horrible people of the Biden administration, those rat bastards, those horrible people of the Biden administration, they put my name in there. So the files you're going to be, the files, the lists, whatever, are going to have my name listed incorrectly. So don't do it. Say, wait a minute, you're telling me this now? Hold it. Hold it. Cut Up Chatter says, Virginia dead at a timely juncture. So many victims. Where are they? They should be in their 30s if they are alive. And how many double, triple spies? Cut Up, thank you. But remember, 150 signed agreements for the compensation fund. And part of the agreement of the compensation was an NDA forever, which precludes, prohibits, and proscribes them from mentioning this again. I don't know. They're saying they're happy. Average settlement, $830,000 each. That's it. That's it. I'll take it. You take $830,000. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Hit those likes, my friends. Come on, hit those likes, please. Please. I'm 24 hours a day. I'm tired. I'm a victim and I can't sleep. I'm talking about this 24 hours a day. Epstein's driving me crazy. Anyway, so what are we talking about? Well, it gets even more complicated. So during the course of this stuff, Trump is saying, now he's saying, before then he said, we're going to get to the bottom of this. Then all of a sudden, over the past couple of weeks, he said, wait a minute. That file or list or whatever it is, they've got bullshit in there about me. So I don't want you to release it. Wait a minute, what? No, don't release it. Just forget about it because they're going to, the FBI then, those rat bastards who brought you Crossfire Hurricane and everything else, they're going to put in a series of lies about me and say, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you, what? Hold it. This is the absolute, if you can follow this, you are absolutely you're kidding yourself. Because there is no story to this. It's crazy. It's like, imagine this. I have a joke. And I have a 3, 4, 5 people who are listening. And I tell this person part of the punchline, this person or part of the setup, punchline. But there's different people trying to tell the joke. And some are good at it, some aren't. Some really didn't hear the correct. So you're hearing the story, the joke, on the part of 3 or 4 people. You got Bongino, who's going to make out like a band. He goes, I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be a part of this, because if I'm a part of this, this is a part. This is the part that I don't understand. Let me see something here. Okay, let me see here. I try sometimes to read your comments, but sometimes I don't understand what you're saying. I don't. I want so much to. I appreciate it, but you do realize some of the stuff you say. I'm not trying to be rude, but I just don't. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's like you're watching another show or something. Which is okay. Listen, if that makes you feel happy, go ahead. Talk to each other. I don't care. So anyway, so right now we have Pam Bondi, who's got to be relieved. Pam Bondi nobody has any faith in Pam Bondi anymore. Pam Bondi cannot do this anymore. Pam Bondi, she is so sad. She's a good person. I don't think she ever even had any idea of what she's talking about. And if you notice how she sounds more and more like a little girl, more and more like unsure of herself or something. I don't know what the word is. She just, it's incredible. It's like, what are you saying? That's Pam Bondi. Cash Patel, forget him, poor Cash with those eyes. He looks even more confused. Cut Up says the lawyers demonstrate bleak house philosophy. Interesting. Perhaps maybe you can expound upon bleak house philosophy. Interesting. Bondi seems like she was trying out for Fox News in those interviews. I think you're right about that. I think you're right about this. Cut Up has intrigued me. What is Bleak House? Bleak House is a novel by Charles Dickens. It centers on a never-ending lawsuit over a disrupted inheritance which drags on for generations. Very good. The case consumes the lives of everyone connected to it. By the end of the novel, the entire estate is devoured by legal cause and the case ends without a resolution. There you go. Cut Up, that may be one of the most apt references around. Touche on that one, Missy. Touche on that one. Let me see. Let me go back to what we're saying here. Let me see here. Bondi is only hurting everyone else at this stage. Cut Up says they spiraled the case long enough to empty all the coffers. Lee Zeldin just denied chemtrails exist. Oh, forget Lee Zeldin. Just do me a favor. Forget Lee Zeldin. Just stop it. Stop it. So anyway, here we are right now. I want you to make sure you're going to love this. At the end of this, go to 77 WABC. It's if you go to WABC. Oops, I gotta change my. Let me change my what you call it here. Highlights. Let me change my highlights. Maybe front page. This is the most important thing in here. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Just a second. There we go. We're gonna put this to pin to profile. There we go. And so that we're going to be, you go to, oops. No, that's not it. We're going to go here to change this again. Forgive me, my friends. I don't mean to be so rude. I'm so rude. Let me get to the bottom of this. Let me get to this. Let me get to this. I'm going to put up my there we go. There we go. That's it right here. Okay, good. Just a second. Good. So let me see here. I want you to go to, go to posts here. Okay, it's going to be 77 WABC radio at, this is on X, at 77 WABC radio or WABCradio.com or get the app. The app. Do you hear what I'm saying? The app. Get the app. And you can have there's other apps as well. You can listen to 77 WABC. So you got to hear this because you see, the people that I talk to, they're not used to this. They're not used to you. I mean, they're in this kind of like la-di-da world. I mean, I say that with all due respect, but it's very, very nice. But the real hardcore stuff we go into. Somebody the other day I talked about something. I said, well, it reminds me of Pizzagate. I said this, not because I'm rehashing this, but I said it. They never heard of it. I'm not saying to believe in it, but they never heard of anything. It's like, I don't know where these people have been. I mentioned Podesta, they don't know anything. Have you ever noticed people like that? It's like, again, I don't want to go through that again, but that was a weird story, but they never heard of it. A few days of this evening thing has been fun, but this full-time schedule got to be a burden already. No. Why is this a burden? Does Alex Jones suffer a burden? Does anybody else who's on this? This is a commitment. This is our job. This is what we do. I can't believe how many of you folks have such a weak constitution that you think this is so. Do you ever do anything you love? There are people who work 2 jobs. This is nothing. I thoroughly enjoy this. I could not be happier. I'm in Midtown Manhattan. It's a beautiful day. I'm in a very cool studio. Cool, not cool. Fancy, but it's temperature. I'm talking to you. I don't know anybody thinks it's such a big deal. A lot of people, especially my age, they get older and they just slow down. I'm picking up speed. I'm like the expanding universe. This is the expanding man. I think Asia, I think the best line is it. So I don't know why people keep saying that. I mean, I appreciate it, but haven't you ever worked hard before? I mean, it's the only thing I would know. It doesn't make any sense. I worked 3 jobs for years. Yeah, cut up jobs. Yeah, people do this all the time. There are single moms who work their ass off. This is nothing. This is one of those things I don't understand. How do you sleep? It's like, well, how do other people sleep? It's one thing to say, I mean, I can take a nap if I have to, but if you're doing 2 jobs or you're outside busting your ass in the summer, that's one of these things which I don't understand. I mean, I appreciate it, don't get me wrong, but I thoroughly enjoy this. This is a privilege to do this. I love this. I couldn't imagine doing, I was trying to say to somebody, what do I do? What is it that I do? I mean, what do you call this? I don't know. I'm like this commentator who's on the fringe. I think everybody's full of shit. There's a few people who are really, I think, good, but most people are just full of it. They don't know what they're talking about. They're into it because they're, I don't know, they just, I don't really believe them. I don't think they really thoroughly say. You know who's been very, very, very good lately? And I know you're not supposed to say this, is Nick Fuentes. Now, I know he's said some terrible things, and he's a white supremacist, and blah, 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 but he has said some stuff which is absolutely so poignant. It's not even remote. It's fascinating. Fascinating. Other people as well. There's just so many. And by the by, I don't listen to any of the folks, Judge Napolitano was getting into this stuff about Donald Trump is on this list. I don't know who's on the list. Who was it? Tucker Carlson. I know President Tucker. Sometimes he's great, but he gets so full of himself. Seriously, it's hard to do this and not become like The Voice. I'm always telling you, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know. How do I know? You think President Trump's on the list? What list? There's no list. It's a file. I don't know. And Tucker said, you know, I've known Trump for a long time. You don't know dick about Trump. You don't know Trump from a hole in the wall. You don't know Trump. I don't know what he's like in real life. I don't know. He might be a freak for all. Well, I don't think he'd want young girls. He said some weird stuff about Ivanka in the past. I mean, I just think sometimes he's verbally sloppy. I think sometimes there's a lot about him that's almost, you know, I mean, look at the people who hangs around like McDougal. And you know, I never believed for a moment. Does anybody really believe he never, Stormy Daniels? Come on. She's a porn star. She's throwing herself at him. So I don't know what to believe, you know. Listen, your sex lives, I wouldn't, half of you people, I bet you're freaks to begin with. But the thing is, you don't really know, and it's not, how do I know? So I'm always going to tell you, I don't know when I don't know something. I'm not going to make something up because, boy, this will be a good addition to this. Not if it doesn't make any sense. So in any event, I'm going to do this. I want you to come on over, and I want you to write this down. Ready? 800-848-9222. That's our call-in number. And just say you're from Lionel Nation. And that means that'll say you know what's going on. Because we can talk about stuff they don't know anything about. Because they live in this kind of like, it's a nice world. You know, AM radio, it's nice. It's not dirty. You don't get into the heavy lifting. You know what I mean? You don't get into 9/11 and the stuff that we know. The Tavistock, whatever. I mean, we're like Delta Force. They're the junior league. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So anyway, my friends, I love you. Cut up chatter. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's come on over. I want you to pick this up. Continue right now with me on 77 WABC. And if you go to the front of my X, I can't say X. To me, it's still Twitter. You'll see where you can go for that. All right? Okay, dear friends. I love you. Remember that I appreciate this. I love you so much. I love doing this. So remember, this ain't work. The people who are working 2 jobs, single moms, people who are working their ass off, who are so tired they're falling asleep, a woman who works at a Walmart and then does something. No. They work. I don't even put myself in anywhere. This is a labor of love. And also, I think, believe it or not, so many people I know in my generation, they slow down. It's the weirdest thing. I'm picking up speed. I couldn't do this when I was 20. No way. I didn't even know anything anyway. Okay, you got it? All right, my friends, I love you. Don't forget, I'm going to go over there now, grab some coffee, grab some more Joe. And anyway, have a great day. Don't forget, the monkey's dead. Show's over. Sue you. Ta-ta.